already. I have a problem. It's known as time blindness. This is a recent affliction that I've just now realized that I have. And you really can't blame me for not being on time anymore because I am, in fact, blind to being able to tell time. Now, of course, I'm joking, but there's a young woman who recently went viral on TikTok talking about her time blindness and why she can't show up to work on time. And we need to talk about it. Guys, before we get into this viral video that many had much to say about, please like and subscribe. I want as many people to find this channel as possible so you know what to do. Now, let's watch this young woman talk about her time blindness.
So I just got yelled at for asking a very reasonable question. So I'm applying to go somewhere, and I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time, you know? And then the person I was with interrupted and acted like I was asking something else, and then when we were done, they actually started yelling at me and saying that accommodations for time blindness doesn't exist, and if you struggle with being on time, you'll never be able to get a job. You know, provided you're trying your absolute best to be there. And then they're like, your stupid generation wants to destroy the workplace. And yeah, I think that a culture where workers are just cut off because they struggle with being on time, when there's other solutions that we can look to, I think that just anybody who thinks it's okay to just treat people like that, yeah, that culture needs to be dismantled. And then I asked that person, how can you feel good about yourself upholding this kind of system? And then to think I'm entitled. No, if people think it's okay to treat others like this, that's entitlement.
Oh, goodness. I have much to say here. I'm going to try to maintain compassion for this young woman, and let's, for the sake of this video, go ahead and assume that she truly does struggle with something known as time blindness, where she has a hard time actually showing up to work, to functions, and to places where she needs to be. Let's assume all of that is true. Are other people supposed to bear the burden of your time blindness? Let's really answer that question. Of course, the answer is no, right? And there are many practical things that this woman could implement in her life that would save her the strife of not showing up to places on time.
All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us.
Maybe alarms that you can now set on your, handy dandy iPhone. Maybe a watch that you can wear on your wrist to tell you the time. Maybe just setting reminders and sticky notes for the times that you need to be at places.
You could have this at home and it would tell you what time it is, and then you would know I should probably get to work.
There are many real-world practical solutions that she could employ to get to her job on time. Now, she talks about these people not taking her seriously when she's asking them about this time blindness and being accommodated for it. And to that I say, yeah, nobody should take that seriously. I'm sorry.
Wake up! Wake up, wake up, wake up!
There are many real things that individuals struggle with that, guess what, the world does not accommodate for. And if I was an employer and the success of my business is contingent upon my employees showing up on time and doing their job on time, then guess what? I'm not going to hire somebody or take seriously somebody who says that they struggle with time blindness. I want to talk about some of the deeper elements in this video, though, because there's a lot going on here. Now, this young girl is clearly going through some sort of mental episode after this happened to her, and I feel as though she must be chronically online. To one, even expect an employer to understand what time blindness is, which is something that I think virtually nobody has ever heard of, is a crazy sense of entitlement, although she claims to not be entitled.
Time is not responsible for the hour that I arrive in the office.
We know the internet likes to talk about people's afflictions and mental health struggles and everything that they are dealing with, and people start to find their own uniqueness in identifying with these mental disorders and mental health issues. I feel as though that's a bit of what is going on with this young woman. Yes, she might struggle with showing up to places on time, but there are solutions to that, and pretty easy solutions that she could be implementing. But our culture at large tells people to identify with their crutches. Identify with the things that are hard for them.
Why would nature do that to me?
And if you must identify with your time blindness, then there's no reason to fix that, is there? It's in fact a piece of baggage that you should carry around with you and talk about on social media and really glamorize and fetishize for the modern audience. Now, you couple that with the idea that a lot of woke leftists right now want to shift reality to fit their own perceptions. And that's what we got here, a classic case of exactly that. She believes that she is time blind, and instead of saying this is something that I need to fix internally so that I can be a great candidate for a future employer, she says, no, the future employer must shift their reality, must shift the structure of their business, must be accommodating to my perception of the world in order for me to work at this job.
I'm kind of a big deal.
It's sort of similar to what's happening right now with gender. You know, a man can come forward and say, my pronouns are she and her, and you must accommodate my reality or my perception of reality.
It is ma'am.
Even though it is distorted, even though it is a view that most people do not hold, you must shift so that I can walk through the world at ease. And you know what? I can't help but think this is just a massive excuse for being lazy. We've already seen people call punctuality a remnant of white supremacy and colonialism, and now we have a young lady saying that she has the affliction of time blindness. I think this is maybe just a symptom of people not being willing to admit that they hit the snooze button a few too many times in the morning. We all know many of these people are deeply anti-capitalist, so it probably means they're anti-productivity as well. I don't know what job is in this young woman's future. I would suggest she find a job that doesn't have maybe a time requirement on it, because I'm not sure there will be any employer who is sympathetic to the idea that an employee is incapable of showing up on time. She goes on to talk about this idea of dismantling systems, a very common phrase on the progressive left. And while there might be some systems that need some looking over, the system of time itself, I don't think is going to be changing anytime soon. So I feel as though the best advice I could give to this young woman who seems to be going through a period of struggle in her life right now is to find practical ways to solve her problems.
Position yourself under your desk, making yourself comfortable.
Maybe she should be searching on Amazon for an alarm clock, putting in reminders on her phone, and buying a watch, because to the best of my knowledge, that solves the issue of time blindness.
Problem solved.
But as always, guys, give me your thoughts in the comments down below. Have you ever heard of something called time blindness? Do you agree with this young girl's take? Do you disagree? I want to hear your perspective. And as always, we encourage healthy debate, so duke it out in the comments, but do so respectfully. Also, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified every single time I post a video for you guys, which is every day, so don't miss out. I'll see you next time. If I can even tell what time it is.